Got a new one from Eleaf today. It's the new iStick Pico kit. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony. Unless you're absolutely new to vaping, then you most likely know what an iStick is and who Eleaf is. If you are new to it, well, you're probably going to find out because they make a lot of products that are great for beginners. Their latest, the iStick 100 watt TC, it's a really nice mod. I've been using the heck out of that one, and it's has some features on it that they've never put in iSticks before, like updatable firmware and all that. Well, this one has all that, and it comes as a kit. At least the one that I have does, with the Melo 3 tank in there. And as a combo, this thing is nice. It is small. It has all the features that you would expect from a, one of the most recent devices. I think a lot of people are going to like it. Well, let's go ahead and dig in and let me show you. As we often do before we look at the device, let's look at the juice that we're going to be using today. This is actually from Vapetasia. This is their new line. It's called Lemonade, and this is the blackberry variety. This is the one that I'm going to be using. I've been vaping this stuff, man. I already killed 130 ml bottle of it. 70 VG, 30 PG, shake before using, 30 ml. The nicotine level on my juice is 3 milligrams these days. They've got all the warnings and stuff that you need on there. And the boxes are really nice. The marketing looks really cool. They have pink lemonade and they have blackberry lemonade at this time. And well, with summertime coming up, well, this is going to be good stuff. So here's the box. The first thing we'll notice right up here in the corner, it says upgradable firmware. That is something that they started with the 100 watt TC. This is called the iStick Pico, and that stands for Preferable Innovation Compact Outstanding. Okay, whatever you got to say. Pico is kind of a small thing, so kind of fits the bill. Here's a little explanation of what the Pico is all about. If you want to pause that, you can read it. And then that is what comes in the box. We have authentication here as well. I'm assuming that the kit is going to come this way when you buy a kit. Sometimes these are samples or whatever, and it does say sample on here on the bottom of this, but I'm assuming that they'll come as a kit. So underneath this tray right here where you've got the device and the tank is this little thing here. You've got your manual down here. You've got some extra O-rings and some purple ones if you want to change those on your tank. A manual for the Melo 3 tank. I call it Melo. Some people say Melo. And then you've got a manual, and their manuals are usually pretty easy to understand. They put graphics when they need to have them and all that kind of stuff. Something that they just started with their 100 watt TC is they also do TCR, which is the temperature coefficient rate, I think is what it stands for. This is if you really want to dig in and dial in your preferences in the memory modes that they have over here. And you can dial in, all of your different coefficients for the different wires if you want to use that for temp control. Resistance on this for variable wattage mode is 0.1 ohm to 3.5 ohm. I'm kind of surprised. That's really low. And then resistance range for temp control is 0.05 ohm and 1.5 ohm. All right, let's go ahead and look at the tank first. This is the Melo 3 Mini. It's a pretty cool little tank, actually. It's small, and I like that, and it fits perfectly for this little tiny mod. I thought I had the Melo 2 tank up here, but I guess I don't. But I do have the original Melo, so you can see that it is quite mini. They did something kind of cool with the airflow control on this because it's hidden. You can't see it. It's actually down inside there, but you can definitely tell when you close it or open it, it just turns. It does have a stop on either side. It doesn't click between positions, but it's quite effective. The drip tip is a standard 510 drip tip size, so you can use any drip tip you want. The one that comes with it is Delrin on the inside, double O-rings, and it is encased in stainless steel. This is a top fill tank, so you can take off the top like this, and you just fill it up right there. That's your fill holes right there. Pretty wide open for a small tank and plenty of room for air to escape while you're filling it up. It does not have juice flow control where you'd be able to turn this to shut off the juice flow down there. But I've used it a little bit and I haven't had any leaks, so that's a big positive. There was no extra glass in this kit, but I imagine that they have that available, and who knows, I mean, if you buy the tank by itself, it might come with those. But you can obviously take it off to replace the O-rings and, clean it and all that kind of stuff. So if you take off the base, take a look, that's the bottom of the base right there. And that's where your airflow is at right there. So you can see that right there is where what will turn. It's closed right there and it's open like that. So that's how that's going to work. And it basically just comes up between this and the side of that metal right there. So here's your coil. This is a 0.3 ohm coil. Also inside the package is a 0.5 ohm coil that's down inside the box. This one's rated at 30 to 80 watts. And the device is 75 watts, but I mean, just because the coil is rated at 80 watts doesn't mean you have to drive it at 80 watts, but there you go. I checked out the coil and it matches the other coils that Eleaf has, like for the iJust 2 or the Melo. So you have coil options, and other coils like the Atlanta style coils or Triton coils should also work in here. Again, we've got our blackberry lemonade. Of course, you could do this while this is sitting on top of the mod, but you just drop your juice in just like that. And your cap goes back on just like that. Let's go over the device. It's a little bit shiny with the lights in here, but you'll be able to tell. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that Eleaf used to like to put really like shiny chrome stuff on the top and the bottom, and I'm not a big fan of that. So now these are like brushed metal, and I think that looks a lot better than that shiny chrome stuff. So what's this big thing on the top? I had people go, oh, is that the button? Well, no, that's actually not the fire button. This is where your battery goes. It's a cap right there. It has a negative sign on it right there, so your negative is going to go at the top. And then down there at the bottom, you see that it has a big, giant red positive, so it's really hard to get it wrong. Put that in there just like that, and then you just screw the cap on. Of course, it turns on when you do that, but to turn it on or off, it's 5 clicks. Now it's off. 5 clicks again turns it on. So when it's off, if you click the fire button 10 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then it'll tell you the temperature of the chip that's in the mod. Just turn it back off again. So then if you hit it 20 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, then it'll tell you the version of the firmware that's on here, which is good because if you're like, oh, well, what version do I have? Do I need to update it? Is there an update available? Then that's kind of nice to have. Okay, I just turned it off again. You've got your USB here. You can charge it using the USB, and you can also use that for firmware updates. Now, the USB cable that comes inside of here, I always recommend if you've got a mod that is upgradable, updatable, whatever you want to call it, make sure that you keep that cable around, or at least keep one cable around that is data capable, because here's the thing. Not all USB cables will transfer data. Some of them are just for charging. We have stainless steel threads here on the top, and that is a spring-loaded pin in there, so that's very nice. It's very stout. It feels very solid in the hand once you get a battery in there. And it's really tiny. Just to show you what it looks like next to the EVIC VTC Mini, that is it right there. And that's it from the bottom. So, I mean, it's tiny, man. That is a palmable mod right there. Okay, so we have it turned off, and the up and down buttons are actually on the underside of the mod, which, it doesn't really bother me. You kind of had to do that. I mean, where else are you going to put them? We also have venting down here, and this one again says sample. Now, if you hold the up and down buttons at the same time when it's turned off, then you will flip the display. So the display is flipped now, and if you want to flip it back, then you hold them down again. And there we go. If you hold the fire button and the plus button while it's turned off, then you'll go to your M1, M2, M3 presets, and you can change and give a custom TCR on those. And then if you hold the negative button and the fire button while it's in the off mode, it's turned off right now, then it will tell you that your battery has 4.05 volts. So on the screen, it's very familiar if you've ever seen an iStick or pretty much anything. You've got your wattage there, your voltage down there, your ohms are up there, and that is your battery meter. While it's turned on, if you hold the positive and negative buttons at the same time, you will lock them. So now they're locked, so you won't be able to reset them. And they're flat. I mean, they're actually below that, so you don't have to worry about them getting changed just by setting it down or something like that. If you want to unlock them, then you hold them down again. And if you hold the fire button and the negative button while it's turned on, then it goes to stealth on, or if you keep holding it, it'll turn the stealth off. If you want to cycle through your different modes, then you just hit the button 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And then that's wattage mode, and then you can use your up or down to change the different modes that you're in. It has bypass mode, which basically is like a mech mod, temperature control with nickel, temperature control with titanium, and then temperature control with stainless steel. And then your M1, M2, and M3 for the custom TCR settings. Go back to wattage. Gonna go ahead and put the Melo 3 tank on here, and it looks good. I like the way it looks. This thing up here is a little funky, but it was the only way for them to make the mod that small and still get an 18650 battery in there. Of course, you can adjust your wattage up and down. Now, I'm not using this in TC mode today, but I'm going to put it in TC mode just to show you a couple things real quick. All right, so you've got your temperature here. It says SS for stainless steel. It's in Celsius right now. If you take that to the bottom of Celsius, then it'll go to Fahrenheit just like that. And we're just, or actually the top of it. All right, so we'll just say that we're at 480 degrees. So if you want to lock your resistance, right now it's showing 75 watts as the wattage on there. We'll show you how to change that. But if you want to lock your resistance, it's at 0.28 right there. You'll hold the plus button and the fire button at the same time. And now you have a little lock there, so your resistance is locked. If you want to change the wattage while you're in temp control, then you hit the fire button 4 times. and then you can change your wattage, adjust your wattage. So there you go. It's pretty versatile, and for a little tiny mod like this, it does a lot of stuff. Take it back to wattage now. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just do like this. And we're in wattage. So it's good and ready to vape. So the iStick Pico and Melo tank, it's the Melo 3. It's a nice mini tank. It's real slick looking, it's clean. And without the airflow visible there, it's actually kind of nice. I like that. Really glad that they got rid of all that chrome top and bottom on there. Just chrome, I don't know, for whatever reason, chrome just kind of turns me off when it comes to mods. But this is nice. It looks good. It feels good. I just realized that I didn't show you on the box. They do have a bunch of colors. They got black, white, hot pink, gray, and silver. And this is the silver one. And it is very full featured. So we've got the blackberry lemonade in here from Vapetasia. That's their new line, the lemonade line. I'm thinking that that's a separate line for them, but they still have Vapetasia on their marketing there. So they're out of Las Vegas. I've got the airflow all the way open on this, and we've got it, let's see, I've got the 0.3 ohm coil in here. I've got it at 40 watts. Go ahead and get a vape. Well, it vapes really well. You know, I've been vaping this juice for a while, so I know what it tastes like, and I've had it out of, out of the Griffin, I've had it out of a dripper, I've had it out of even the Moonshot. You know, that Moonshot, man, I'm loving that thing. I've rewicked it and put different juice in it maybe about 20 times, and man, I like that thing a lot. So I know the flavor of this juice, and it is tasting great out of this thing. Go ahead and crank up the wattage here a little bit. All right, we're at 60 watts. Super good vapor production. The flavor is really good out of it. You know, all the Melo tanks have been really good. Their coils that they have are good. And it might be even better if you stick one of the coils in there from like the Triton, you know, those Clapton coils or something like that. It's not a slight on Eleaf's coils, but you have the option of doing that. So it's kind of nice. Let me get one more. Man. You know, I'm saying that because of this juice, but the vape is also really good. I think the features on this, my verdict on the mod and the setup is if you need a little pocket mod, you know, something for your purse or whatever, you can lock those buttons and stuff, or just turn it off and stick it in your purse and you won't have to worry about it too much. The tank, I haven't had any leakage out of it. I've only been using it for like a day and a half, but I haven't had any leakage. It seems to perform really well. And I think it could be very viable for a purse or pocket mod. It's really light when you don't have a battery in there, but you know, the weight of the 18650 battery in there makes it just a little bit, you know, heavier, but it's not nearly as bulky as say like the, you know, as far as weight goes, as the Tesla one that I reviewed yesterday, that 60 watt. The juice, man, this juice, the pink lemonade is really good, but I gravitated towards the blackberry lemonade because I don't even know if I've ever tried blackberry lemonade in my life, but this is so good. And I can't wait to be sitting by the pool or on the beach and vaping on either one of these. They're really good. If you like lemonade and you like flavored lemonade other than just straight up lemonade, these things are great. Do I get sugar lips? Oh yeah, we got sugar lips. Let me get one more. If you're new to the channel, sugar lips is when the flavor is just so good and so prominent that after you get your vape, it's like, you know, you can taste it on your lips and your tongue. You can find them at vapetasia.com. You can also find them on Instagram. An easy way to do it is just go to my Instagram. It's just Vapor Trail Channel, all one word. Also a link down in the description for that. And I've got some pictures and stuff up there from the lemonade line. Really want to thank you once again for all of your support, all your likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, all that stuff, and even all the stuff on my social networks. You know, I've got Facebook, Pinterest. Yeah, I've got Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. Man, you're awesome, and it's all about you. That's the whole reason why I do this, and I appreciate you. As always, want to remind you to check out CASA and Not Blowing Smoke if you haven't done that yet. Two great organizations, among many. Safada and other ones are also great, but these ones will direct you to all the other ones, and they'll give you tools to help us fight for our right to vape. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail Channel.